Hi there, my name's Erica. What's yours?
I'm Kelly.
That's good. It's nice to meet you, Kelly. I just want to let you know that this is a safe space, and if you would like to communicate your problems, I would love to listen to them. If you would like any advice on your problems, just let me know, or if you just really want to let it out and rant for a little while, that's also totally awesome. Just let me know, and I will help you to the best of my ability.
Okay. A lot of my friends have really good moving from res into their first house off campus, a great transition. Me, not so much. So basically, I lived in East Residence in a 6-person suite. So me and 2 of my roommates, we moved off campus into a house, and it was a really nice house. It was in the south end of Guelph, but it was far. We didn't know what we were doing, essentially, because, I'm not from Guelph. My other roommate's not from Guelph, but the third one actually lived in Guelph. So she was kind of, more familiar with the area. But we're all still eager, and, that stress, we have to find a house to live next year. All the good ones are going to be bad. We don't want to pay too much for rent. We want it to be a nice house, but you don't want to pay too much. You got to find who you're living with, because for the longest time, even another girl that was in our suite, so 4 of us, were planning to live together, and then the one backed out last minute. So all of a sudden, we looked from 4-bedroom places to 3-bedroom places, and that was stressful on its own. So then, anyways, we found a place. We got a little too eager about it, though. It was good rent. It was $500 all inclusive. The house was really nice. It was all furnished and everything, but it came with a lot of downsides. So the one was, it was far. It was in the south end near the movie theaters and the keg and stuff. So we ended up having to take 2 buses to get to school. Or if we wanted to take one, it'd be a 15-minute walk just to that bus stop. So we'd take one bus to the main 99 and then come. But anyways, so it was a long bus ride for sure. So it kind of it definitely affected our lives, because this happened last year. We've moved since then, but it definitely affected our lives because we'd be on campus, and to go home would be a half-an-hour bus ride. And then if you had to come back, it's another half-an-hour bus ride. So it's a total of an hour that you're already wasting. So if you only have 2 hours off, you only have 1 hour once you get home. So it almost made us not want to ever go home during the day. So we'd stay on campus all day, and we'd spend a lot of money eating on campus. But now we live closer, so we're able to come home and have lunch. But we also lived with our landlord's son, which we thought would be fine. And for the most part, it was. He was a nice guy. We didn't really talk to him a whole lot. But when we moved in, the house, I said, was fully furnished because he lives there. But he only gave us, 1 cupboard for the 3 of us to, for our food. And, it was just, I don't know. What would your advice, have been? Obviously, it's in the past, how we could have handled that situation. So there was basically a full kitchen, and, obviously you have your cupboards for, plates and mugs and stuff. But, he had 2, cupboards worth of his food, and then, a whole, cupboard of his Tupperware, where we were only given, 1 cupboard with, a shelf. So you basically had, 2 shelves, kind of. And then we had, a bookshelf. And that is all we had for our food to put in for 3 of us. And it's we are more, basically, there's 3 of us, 1 of him, so why did he have more space?
I connect that. I would find that extremely frustrating. I think I would, I definitely noticed that frustration. And I'm sorry that had to happen. That's not ideal. It's difficult, especially when there's 3 of you versus 1 of him. Even half the kitchen, would have been, or half the cupboards would have been better. But the fact that he gave you guys 1 cupboard and then a bookshelf for all 3 of you, I live with 3 other people, and we barely have enough cupboard space. How are you guys supposed to only have a little bit and share between all 3 of you? Yeah. I think if I were to give you some advice, I know since it's in the past, but if you were still in the current situation, I would give you some advice. I would probably say to maybe discuss with him, kind of go through the logistics of it. It's not really fair that you're making us, 3 of us, use 1 of these cupboards, whereas 1 of you can use the whole cupboard. And I know that you are the landlord's son, and I know it's your house.
He kind of has that like seniority.
Yeah, it's that seniority over it that kind of makes it nerve-wracking to speak to him.
Mm-hmm.
But I probably would have said to communicate. And then if you can't communicate with him, it might be one of those things where you have to go straight to the landlord, which is, again, frustrating because that's his son.
Yeah, it's like then you're talking to his dad.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we definitely have a lot of other problems, too. Like, for instance, there was, like, a main closet, kind of, and it was huge. Like, it had double doors.
Oh,
and
wow.
a lot of the bedrooms, like mine and then his, we had small bedrooms and very itty-bitty closets. Where my other roommate, she had like a walk-in closet, so like she was nice enough and like let me use her closet space.
Mm-hmm.
But he had like that big one, and I guess it kind of makes sense because like even his bedroom one was small, but he had like all of his coats and ties and dress shirts and shoes and stuff in there. But like we had coats too, and like where are we gonna put our coats? You know, so that was kind of like irritating. And if we ever had like things on the counter or on like a table, it was weird. He would literally take them off, put them in a pile on the ground. So we just thought that was like so disrespectful. Like, why does our stuff have to go on the ground?
I completely agree with that. That is very disrespectful. Did he, like, I'm wondering if he maybe thought he was more entitled to the space than you were, which is not okay because you are paying rent. So you're paying money to live there and to use that space, and it's sometimes different when you don't move in like with your friend, because like if you were living with all your friends and you saw like their like backpack on the kitchen table, you're not going to move it to the ground, you know. You're just going to keep it there because that's their living space too. But I think he sees it as more of like, oh, I have seniority over you, I'm allowed to do this is my space more than it is yours, you know.
Yeah, and it definitely even felt like that because like that was his permanent home, where like, so we moved our stuff in the summer and like not all together either. So like it was weird because like, okay, we paid rent, but every time I was to come up to that house, I would text him, give him like warning, like, hey, I'm coming up today, and I didn't need to, but I also kind of just did it out of respect, being like, I'm sure if he was like home and the door just like unlocks and people are walking in, it'd freak you out, like if you're not expecting when you live by yourself. So like I just kind of like always gave him that heads up out of like just being polite, but I'm like, I don't really need to, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it was just always awkward.
Yeah, it's always frustrating, and I can sense your frustration when you're living in a house when you're not really necessarily comfortable in it. You don't really feel like you're allowed to be living there, but you are because you pay rent and it's your house, but you also feel weird about leaving stuff on the kitchen table, you know?
Yeah, like the one time we did confront him about something is his girlfriend would come up like every weekend or something because she didn't live in Guelph, but I'm assuming she stayed there a lot because she had more things in the shower and in the hall closet for the bathroom than we did. Like we didn't have any room in the hall closet at all. Like it was all her stuff. And then the shower, she had like 5 bottles of shampoo, and it's like, girl, you're only here on the weekends. So we asked if we could have some more shower space. So she was like good about it. She cleared out her stuff, but then like so that was our first time like actually ever confronting her about it. And as time went on, though, her shampoo bottles like started to like reaccumulate, and we're like, do we bring it up again or not? So
it's hard because it's not even him you're talking to about it; it's his girlfriend. It's so much more awkward because it's like,
and I feel like we should address the roommate and not their guests, though. You know, like.
Yeah, like saying to him, like, hey, would you mind if you ask your girlfriend to not bring as many shampoo bottles, or maybe to kind of like at least keep them in your room and then take them every time, you know? Because a lot of houses have that rule where, I know my best friend's house has that rule where they keep their shower caddies in their bedroom because they have a really small bathroom and doesn't have a lot of space, and they would bring their shower caddies to the bathroom when they showered. And sometimes it's nice to do that, but other times it's kind of like, it's a little inconvenient to have to bring it every single time, you know?
Yeah, we definitely, like, taking from what, like, we just talked about, like, communication is definitely, like, the way to go. Because, like, when we did communicate it, things changed. When we didn't, obviously, they didn't know. So, I guess, like, in this new living switch situation, if we have any other problems, like, we should just, honestly, just open up and talk about them.
I think so, yeah. I think we covered a lot here today. Is there anything else you sort of want to speak about or get off your chest?
No, that's basically it. Thank you so much for your time.
No problem. I hope you found everything really helpful, and I hope in the future you can move forward and learn from that situation and bring that into new house circumstances.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
No problem.